Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we are taking on a really big one, a fundamental piece of conventional wisdom that has probably caused you more stress than anything else.
Yeah, we're talking about goal setting.
The sacred cow of goal setting. We've gone deep into this source material we call the engine of achievement. And its whole premise is, well, it's designed to be controversial.
It really is. It forces you to confront this idea that goals are, frankly, wildly overrated.
Overrated.
And that systems, the daily process, are not just a path to success, but maybe the only predictable vehicle for any kind of sustainable progress.
So have you ever felt stuck, like you're just chasing a destination that never really satisfies you? This one is for you.
Definitely.
Okay, let's just jump right in with the central piece of evidence the source uses. It's really compelling.
It's the Olympic 100-meter dash.
Right. So you've got 8 of the fastest athletes on the planet on that starting line. All of them are world-class, completely dedicated.
And they all share the exact same goal.
Win the gold medal.
Win the gold medal. It's a universal, unambiguous destination.
Exactly. But, 10 seconds later, 7 of them have failed.
7 of them lose.
Only 1 wins. So logically, if the goal itself, that desire for the gold, was the magic ingredient, the thing that separated the winner from the losers.
They should have all tied. It just doesn't make sense. The goal can't possibly be the active mechanism here.
So the difference has to be somewhere else.
It has to be. The sources argue that the real measurable difference lies in the tiny, incremental, almost invisible differences in their training process over years in their system.
Which means we need to stop staring at the finish line and start looking at the vehicle that even got us to the race.
And that means we need to get our terms straight first, because people use goal and system interchangeably.
That's a huge mistake.
A huge mistake. So a goal is just the destination. It's the result you want to achieve.
Like, I want to lose 20 pounds.
Yeah.
Or I want to hit $1 million in sales.
Exactly. And the system, that's the vehicle. It's the process you follow. It's what you do every day.
So not lose 20 pounds, but I eat 1,800 calories a day and lift weights 3 times a week.
Precisely. That's your system. Not $1 million in sales, but I make 10 cold calls every morning before I even look at my email.
Yeah.
That's the repeatable process.
Okay, this is where it gets really sharp for me. There's a litmus test you can use.
Yes.
So question 1, if you completely ignored your goal, just threw it out,
Yeah.
but you followed your system perfectly every single day, would you still get results?
Absolutely. 100% yes. If you follow the process, the results are, they're almost an inevitable byproduct.
Okay, question 2. If you stare at your goal every day, you visualize it, you obsess over it, but you have no system, no daily process, what happens?
Nothing. Zero. You get no results. You might feel motivated, but motivation, it comes and goes. Execution is what matters.
It's so fundamental when you put it like that.
And it's not a new idea. This is what's so fascinating. The source quotes the Greek poet Archilochus. We're talking over 2,000 years ago.
Wow.
And he said, "We do not rise to the level of our expectations. We fall to the level of our training."
We fall to the level of our training. That hits hard.
It does. And the modern version from James Clear is basically the same thing. He says, you fall to the level of your systems.
So your outcome isn't determined by how much you hope for it.
No, it's determined by the weakest link in your daily process. If the system is weak, the outcome is already decided it's going to fail.
Okay, so if the system is the engine, we have to talk about what focusing on the outcome, the goal,
Yeah.
actually does to us psychologically.
Right, because it's not just inefficient. The sources argue it's actively harmful.
How so?
It creates what they call binary happiness.
Binary happiness.
Yeah, it's like a switch.
On.
So for on, you basically sign this psychological contract with yourself that says, I am unhappy now. I will only be happy when I hit this future milestone.
You're putting happiness on layaway. It's always in the future.
Always. You're in a perpetual state of not yet or not enough. And here's the kicker. Even when you do hit the target, you immediately run into another problem.
Which is?
The arrival fallacy.
Okay, explain the arrival fallacy. I
That's
think
the-
everyone listening has felt this, even if they didn't have a name for it.
It's that letdown you feel right after you achieve a huge goal. You get the promotion, you finish the marathon, and the high lasts for maybe 15 minutes.
And then it's just this empty feeling like, okay,
Yeah.
now what?
Exactly. The dopamine rush just vanishes. And part of that is, just your brain getting used to the new normal. But the deeper thing the source points to is that we think achieving the goal will fundamentally change who we are.
But it doesn't.
It doesn't. The struggle to get there is over, but then the struggle to stay there begins. And that can feel even harder because the purpose is gone.
That makes so much sense. Now let's contrast that with being system-oriented.
The difference is night and day. If your satisfaction is tied to the system, you get to win every single day.
You get that dopamine hit today, not in some uncertain future.
Right. Let's use the writing example. A goal to write a book is huge. It's overwhelming. Could take years.
Yeah, that feels like a mountain.
But if your system is, I will write for 30 minutes at 8 a.m. every day, that is a controllable input.
Yeah.
Did you do your 30 minutes? Yes. Then you won today. You banked that progress. You get to feel successful right now.
So you're shifting the metric of success from an outcome you can't control to a process you can.
And that is everything, because goals are terrible at fixing the root cause of our problems.
They just treat the symptom.
The classic analogy is the messy room. Your goal is to clean the room. Great, you do it. Goal achieved.
But if your habits are messy, if your system for tidiness is broken,
What happens in 3 days?
the mess is back.
It's back. You treated the symptom, the mess, but you didn't fix the cause, which is the system that generates the mess. That's why people make the same New Year's resolutions over and over.
We have to stop wishing for a different outcome and start asking, what is the engine that's producing this result? We have to become, as the source says, mechanics of our own lives.
I love that phrase. Stop wishing for a better car, the shiny goal, and start tuning the engine, the daily process.
Okay, so this is all making sense. Let's get practical.
Hmm.
How does someone listening right now start this shift from being a goal seeker to a system builder?
You start with what the sources call a system audit. Because when people are struggling, it's usually not a lack of motivation. It's a system that's broken, or maybe it just doesn't exist at all.
They're just relying on willpower.
Exactly, and we know willpower is a battery. It runs out. You can't rely on it long term, so you have to build a process that runs more or less automatically.
Okay, so what are the steps for the system audit?
There are 3, really. Step 1 is diagnosis.
Diagnosis.
Look at an area of your life where you're just chronically frustrated, a goal you keep missing. Stop looking at the goal itself. Look at the machine, the system that's producing that result. Is it broken? Or is it not even there?
So really honestly diagnose the point of failure.
Yeah. Is your workout plan failing because you need more willpower? Or is it because your gym clothes are buried in the closet and that creates just enough friction to stop you?
Right. Okay. What's step 2?
Step 2 is the tough one, especially for high achievers. You have to kill one goal.
Delete it.
Delete it. Stop fixating on that number, that specific metric. I know it sounds like heresy, but you have to free up the mental energy that's tied to that outcome.
But wait, if we kill the goal, how do we know where we're going? Don't we need some kind of direction?
That's a great question. And the nuance here is key. You don't discard the desired outcome. You just discard it as your primary measure of success. The goal becomes a lagging indicator.
A lagging indicator.
It just tells you how healthy your system is. If you're hitting it, great, the system works. If you're not, it's not a personal failure. It's just feedback that the system needs a tune-up.
That reframes everything.
Okay.
So that leads to step 3.
Replacement. You replace that deleted goal with a daily or weekly standard, something you can actually control, an input.
Let's give some concrete examples. From goal to standard.
Okay. Old goal. I want to get 6-pack abs.
New standard. I will meal prep my lunches every Sunday and I will not keep sugary snacks in the house.
See the shift? You went from an uncontrollable outcome, abs, to a totally controllable input, your environment and your prep.
Okay, another one. Old goal. Increase business revenue by 20% this quarter.
New standard. I will make 10 follow-up calls every day between 9 and 10 a.m. no matter what.
So you're moving from inspiration to schedule. That's powerful.
One more. Old goal. I want to be happier, which is so vague.
Right.
New standard. I will spend 15 minutes reading fiction every night before bed. Or I will get 30 minutes of sunlight every day. You're fixing the inputs that influence the output of your mood.
The core principle here feels just inescapable. If you fix the inputs, the outputs take care of themselves.
The score takes care of itself. You have to learn to trust the process more than you trust your own ability to just, wish for things.
And that really is the synthesis of this entire deep dive, isn't it?
It is. Chasing a destination, a goal, it just leads to this cycle of dissatisfaction and the arrival fallacy. But if you optimize your vehicle, your system, you get to win every single day. And that makes the big success almost inevitable.
It's all about shifting from future hope to present control. Now, there was one more thing in the research. It mentioned that the next step after this is something called Standard Operating Procedures, or SOPs.
Right. The source called it the most profitable yet most boring subject in business.
Yeah. And the idea is that an SOP is the ultimate system. It's a documented process, so you never waste willpower on the same problem twice. It's how you, quote, clone yourself.
You're turning a repeated action into an automatic, optimized process.
Which leaves us with a final provocative thought for you to think about this week. What areas of your life could benefit from being outsourced to a reliable SOP, instead of you relying on your own moment-to-moment decisions?
Think about the little friction points in your day. Is it managing your finances, meal prep, how you prepare for meetings?
Even something as simple as how you handle laundry. If you could write a one-page, step-by-step document that ensures that task always happens in the most efficient way possible without you having to think about it.
A way to turn that friction into an automated success.
Which task would you at SOP first? Go ahead and apply that system audit this week. See what goal you can kill and what daily standard you can build in its place.
We'd love to hear how it goes.
We'll catch you next time for the next deep dive.